going on, guys? Oh shit, wrong button. It's Winch here. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is not my first game, or my first upload rather, playing this game. Um, Essentially what I'm doing here is a top 10 like tips and shit, but I don't want to be just saying the same ones everyone else said. Like when I started playing this game, I was looking them up, and everyone just had the same bits of information, so maybe I have one or two overlapping, but I really just tried thinking about good bits of information that was uncommon to hear online, right? So in no order, these are in no order, of importance, just, as I thought of them. So the tip number one is when you're going to attack compounds like this, whether it be the Athenians or the Spartans, always fly over with your eagle and look for. I already did with this one, but look for the animals in cages, because big suggestion: never go down and hold the button to unlock them. Always aim the bow at the door. It's a wooden door, and shoot it. And oftentimes there's bears and wolves and lions and shit. A lot of times they have multiple animals, and that's a great distraction if you're trying to do things, So that's my big tip with that. When you're flying over, they're not going to show up. You have to find them, and oftentimes when you're flying over things with the eagle and you're zoomed in, you don't hear what's going on around you. You hear what you're looking at with the eagle. So all right, now so that was tip number one. Tip number two is when you're in compounds like this, always you see the flame. I guess the flame beacon. Always arm it with a trap one, and part B of this one is if you are, you set the alarm off and you got guys going after you, always look for the guys with it looks just like that same, see how it's the white little looks like the beacon? You'll see these guys, but they'll have that in red, like the classic alert red sign. Kill those guys first, because they're doing a beeline straight to that, and they're going to alert for more guys to come. And that's, it's nothing you couldn't handle, but it makes it more tricky. We'll say that, right? Alright. So, tip number three, okay? When you're riding Phobos, the horse, and you're ripping through, wherever you're going to a quest, you're going to a town, you're going to a flight path, always, and you got the controller, always tap Y, or whatever button it is for you to pick up, like olive oil trees or branches. Just be tapping it the whole time, because when you're on the road, maybe you'll run across a dead body or something like that, and you can loot it. But if you're just running weird through the trees and stuff like that, you're bound to come across a whole bunch of cool stuff, and you're gonna miss it because you're not hitting the button. Shit, am I gonna get this? Alright, so another tip with Phobos. I got 3 tips here with Phobos, okay? Let's see what I got. When you're you pick the quest and you jump on your horse and you're just trying to hop on a road and auto run down. Oftentimes it'll say something like, cannot find the road or something like that, right? But oftentimes you gotta just move your guy a little bit, and then you'll be able to get there. Just move him a hair, and this guy real quick. I know where you are. Let me kill this guy. Where the hell is he? I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. And then, alright, so continuing with that, where if you're trying to find a road path in Phobos, they're saying there's no path around you, just run him near some road. In addition to that, so, if you jump from a high ledge with Phobos, he's dying. So my suggestion, I'm opening up my inventory. This one right here, Melania or whatever. This was a free skin through Sam's Club or you know, whatever the store is. I just got it for free right in the beginning. This horse has wings. You can jump off at any ledge with this. You can't just go flying with him, but you can jump off any ledge with this horse, and he'll flap his wings to cushion. Like, you know, as you progress in the game, you're not taking damage when you fall. It's just part of it. But if you jump off a ledge with a horse, you see that horse break its back, and it's literally like twisted and contorted. This guy is great. This is one for the champions. It looks cool, and you're able to jump off any ledge, and this thing doesn't get hurt. So that's a solid tip. All right, continuing on with this one. This is a tip for supplies, right? As you're collecting armor, you're collecting weapons, you're collecting all this, purples, blues, grays. Sell all the grays. I find it very important when you're breaking things down. I go 50-50 with my blues. I go 50% breakdown, dismantle, if you will. Let me just open this up. Let me see where I got some blues. So like here, right? So this one, it's important to get the soft leather. That's what this little item is. It's huge when you're trying to up. That's usually the thing you don't have enough of when you're trying to upgrade your armor. So I look at what the rares, these blue items, and I usually go 50-50, whether breaking them down, and 50% of the time I'm selling it at the vendors. So like in both of these cases, I might break this one down so I can get 39 soft leather, and then sell this one at the store. You know, if you need gold, you're looking at another 10 on this one. You know, look at it like that. It's super important. Okay. So my next tip is when you're playing in the very beginning, you know, you're trying to figure out how to spec, how to move forward in the game. Am I going to be a hunter? Am I going to be an assassin? Am I going to be a warrior? Am I going to screw myself if I try to, you know, spread myself too thin? You know, should I be only using the weapons of that? The answer in the beginning is use whatever the best piece of armor is that you got, because you're not getting a full set unless you're buying it.
I want them found. I understand.
I gotta wait for this guy.
Lighting me alive.
Oh fuck! See, this is what I was talking about. I'm going right. Jump.
You're not who. For glad.
Where's this alarm? Oh, this guy gets it. Oh, there it is. Oh, he's right. Shit. That's exactly what I was talking about. Alright, so we'll move on to the next one, which is some moves here. Ready? So, it's very important, you know, in addition to what I was just saying in the beginning, just pick whatever, you know, make sure you got a piece of armor in every slot, but don't worry if you're trying to be a hunter and you have things with warrior in it, or if you're trying to be an assassin and you got hunter things. That doesn't matter in the beginning. What's most important is that you have, you know, the best pieces of armor in each one, right? So as you progress in the game, you can worry about that more. Like on the side here, you see I was able to purchase 3 different loadouts. I can grab a 4th one, but I don't feel like spending 200 grand to unlock it. So moving forward with that, there's certain abilities that, this is a very common one you see in other videos, okay? The ones here that I'm suggesting to get, the Sparta kick, this is I'm about to show you once I unpause this. This move here, once you get your spear level to level 5 and you can get level 3, when you're fighting on the boats, you can kick guys off the boat. Once you kick them off the boat and they get in the water, doesn't matter how much health they have, they're going to kick around for a little and die. When guys, like the guy I'm about to kick right here, I'm sending this guy flying. Make sure that you don't use it when the guys are in their berserk mode, which is like when they kind of light up red. They're like, it's kind of like they go into emotion. Just wait that out and kick them when you can. Also, you're not going to send them flying if their levels above you. So that's the one of the required moves, I'm going to say, for playing. The second required move is the second wind. This thing has saved me. It saves me every time I play. Essentially, as you're fighting, your health goes down. It's got a bit of a cooldown, But you pop this thing and I'm telling you, and hand in hand with it is Gear Master. It ups the effectiveness of your abilities. Now, every class, whether you're going Hunter, Warrior, or Assassin, has an upgrade that just makes, like for instance this one here, it's just Warrior ability. It just boosts your Warrior ability. For the Hunter, it's this one right here. It just boosts your Hunter abilities, and then same thing with Assassin. I'm suggesting as you progress in the game, max every one of these out for each class, because no matter how you play, you're going to be using your bow, you're going to be getting in hand-to-hand fights, and you're going to be sneaking up behind. So it's important to cap each of these out. Like I said, you're going to be using everything, and then focus on, for me, I'm focusing on Hunter abilities, but I mean, honestly, when I go to my inventory, I have a different set of armor and weapons for, this is my Hunter's loadout, this is my Assassin, and this is my Warrior. So I'm kind of a bit of a mix, but it ends up being my armor and weapons depict what how I'm playing. Okay. Ooh, fuck, I missed it. I'm gonna kick him off on this one. Ready? It did all that damage. I didn't hit him previous to that. Alright, so we'll keep moving on, right? But the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that's important is understanding the whole bit about, the cult, right? So, as you're doing your quest line, you see that you got the whole breakdown of hierarchy with the cults and this and that. They're not lit up. How do I find them? How do I get clues about them? How do I... There's all this that's running through your head as you're overwhelmed with how many damn people there are. And the key is to just, you'll always have at least one person with a bit of information you can have, right? So, like, I'll open this up right now. I'll go to my cultists that I gotta kill. So, looking at this tree here, I killed these four. When I go into details, I can't reveal this person yet. So I look at the clue. A clue to the cultist was lost in a cove on Scavenger's Coast in Achaia. So, I mean, just right there, you go to your map, you look for Achaia. Let's see where we can find this. Where's Achaia? Here we go, right here. We said he was lost in a cove in Achaia. So, maybe he's up here, something like this. But either way, what you do is you go to the location like that, Achaia, and you start going to the quests. Now, what do the quests look like? When you're looking at your map, these blue ones here, these are like ones people made. It's like a feature that I can make one, you can make one. But realistically, like this, it's these yellow ones, right? So, for me, I'd go to Achaia over here, and I've already started doing a lot of stuff here. But if you're new to the area, just start doing the quest lines, and it'll start telling you. Sometimes you gotta, it'll say get into a battle in Achaia, and you gotta pick one of these. You either go Spartans or Athenians, and that type of thing. But it's important to always be doing the little things as you're playing. But this is a big game, so stay on the path of the cultists unless you're willing to just spread your time like that. Yeah. So then let's see. I got two more. I got three more I gotta share with you guys, right? Moving on to the boats, okay? Big important thing here. Ramming. For the first half, for the first while I played, I did not use ramming effectively. That is the most, invest in the ramming and then hit them mid-boat. And as you're shooting them with the arrows, you'll open up the weak spots. I've literally broken boats in half when they've had 3/4 health just because I got my ramming up. Additionally, this is so important. Under ship here, So this one here is the RAM just boost it up. It's crazy important. Hull, investing in the hull right off the rip. You start spending in the hull, and for like I think it's the first 4 you spend, you unlock additional. So you start off with maybe 1 or no lieutenants, and every time you upgrade the hull, you open another one of these 4 spots here. And I mean, these things that you gain here are invaluable, you know. So my suggestion, arrows and fire are good, but get the ramming up and get the hull up right off the rip, and just start hitting guys. A little tip for me, X is using travel speed. So if you don't have a whole lot of like boost, or I forget whatever it's called, stamina with the boat, use the travel speed right up until you get to right up until you're about to ram, and then start holding A or whatever the stamina button is, and that way you can just work with what you have, you know what I mean? Bitch. Okay, the next tip with the boats, right? So the boats, let me pull up the map so I can show you guys this. So on a map, wherever your boat is, right, you can fast travel to it at any moment. So, you can use any of these green, fast travel points. That means you've unlocked it. You can fast travel to the boat, or if you are at a location with a dock. So right here, see how it looks just like the boat, but it's white? I can't fast travel to this location, but if I'm here in person, I can call my boat to this, right? So you don't have to go to the boat and travel all the way here if you want your boat here. But I'm saying use your boat strategically as an additional fast travel location in places that don't have locations, or that say you need to get here real quick, and I'm saying strategically use it as a fast travel location, because it really is a it ends up being a synchronization location that you can move and put wherever you'd like. Yeah, and honestly, guys, I believe that's everything. Oh, my last one. This has to do with the snakes when you're going through the. I cannot get enough of going through the temples and things like that. They did a real good job making it cool, and they throw snakes. Those snakes will destroy you. My tip is use your torch as you hold all the way to the side. You bust the torch out. Use the torch and throw it at the ground. You can throw it at the snakes to burn them. When you're in there, make sure you light they got little, I don't know, torch lighting spots so you can see your way. The whole idea with that last one is how valuable it was to me. I'm gonna get these guys good. Using the torches to burn the snakes.
What do you think you're doing here? For glory!
But just be resourceful. So I know that was kind of a very sloppy list, guys, but I just figured I'd come up with a list and then kind of talk through it and try to clump them together as best I could. I'll keep trying to give you guys tips and stuff in this game. Some of them are just my opinion on things, but there's definitely some, always stuff to learn in this game, and I'm excited for the next one to come out. But please follow, and I don't know, leave comments. I'll definitely reply and everything. Let me know what you think. Tell me things you'd like to see more, things that bothered you, the whole thing. I'm new to this, and I'm learning myself. So thank you, guys.